Loading up some muslin to use as a backing while I'm doing some demo filming. So I wanted to show, some have asked how I load my quilts and what I use for tension. And I have mentioned I do not use red snappers anymore. I used to, I bought them, but I was finding that I was having more control pinning, and I don't mind pinning, and I'm pretty fast at it, and I'm very tactile. I just like to pin. So I cut my leaders, I straightened them up. I'll do a video on how to straighten your leaders, because right now, actually, I've marked these, as you can tell, every 5 inches. They've been cut, serged, and put back. And every once in a while, you know, the leaders stretch out, especially if you're using the center a lot. So I can tell you that at 0, it's probably slightly, maybe a ½ inch has been stretched. And so I try to compensate for that. But today I'm just going as if it's exactly even. So what I've done is I've taken the selvage edge of this fabric and lined it up. So this back leader is going over and around, and I bring it up to the top, and that's where I do my pinning. So I'm pinning on the side of the canvas. So it was up here, I pinned on that side because when I roll it up, it keeps the pins in, and it's less likely that I will stick myself. So, okay, so I've pinned every 5 inches on the top, and then I roll it. This is a really small piece, so I roll it until the front part starts to fall. So once the backing has fallen, I'll pick it up again, and I will hold it, and I will start pinning it to the front. Okay, and then here is the backing pinned to the front leader. So we've got both the back and the front. Now what I do is for side tension. Okay, so what I use for side tension, this is gonna look old-fashioned and archaic for some of you, but for me, it's exactly what I like. I just don't have great luck with the ready edge and the red snappers and the leader grips. I know that they're a convenience for a lot of people, but I'm fast at pinning and I like to have control and be tactile. So anyway, this contraption, it's basically a square of canvas material, and I learned about this through Sharon Schamber, and if you don't know her, you will in a minute, because I'm linking that particular video right, and I'm actually putting it into this video, and if she or her daughter don't like it, I'll take it out and just link to it, but I'm giving her full credit because that's where I learned it. But basically you sew this square of canvas and fold it over, sew it together, create a pocket. Within it, you get a dowel or something to go in the pocket. And basically I made 2 of these, exactly to her instructions. Okay, and what you do is, once you've got your tension set, let me lock my roller here. You basically lay this down, depending on how much room you have to play with. But this is about 2 inches from the edge, and I'm going to pin. I usually pin 5 pins, 1 at the top, 1 semi in the middle, 1 at the bottom, and then I fill in the other 2. Okay, and then, let me get my machine out of the way. Hold on. Okay, and then I bring my clamp from the side over. So I'm clamping, is the camera in there? Yeah, so I'm clamping onto the dowel. And basically that's giving me the tension. It's like a ready edge would, but I just feel like I have more control with that. Now, something that you should know, if you look at the clamp now, you see where it is? It's connected to the side, and if you know where the side holes are for this, you'll realize it's slightly lower than where your quilt backing is and where everything is. So to help with this, I put a yardstick either under part of this for the elastic, or you could put it underneath the thing you've made. But basically you're lifting it up so that it's a flat surface, okay? It's best to do it right here. Here, I'll get my seam out of the way. Right there. Okay, so that's my side tension. Okay, that's what is keeping it nice and taut without being too tight. Okay, some of you have asked, so that is what I do. Now here's how you make these.
We're making the side leaders for the long arm, and this is used to keep the tension on your quilt consistent and even as you're quilting. So what I want you to do is to cut your piece, and it's 18 inches by 15, and I like to turn the hem on the outside edge just for strength. You want to do that on both sides. Now you will need to make 2 of these, one for either side of your long arm. With the right sides together, we want to put the what's left is the raw edges, and we want to put them together here, and we're just going to close those. And make sure you backstitch because you want it strong. Basically what we've done is made a tube, and you want to take your tube and turn it inside out, and where that seam line is, we want to put our fold about 2 inches out, and that's creating the pocket for the dowel or the PVC pipe, whatever you've chosen to be your stabilizing unit inside this. And pull this up, and then we are going to close it right on that seam line, and that will secure it. Make sure you do your back stitch, and we want to stitch the pocket in. And I also like to, at the bottom, just stitch across the bottom so it'll stay in the same, that fold will stay in the same spot every single time. And this is what will be pinned to your quilt. So I'm just stitching it a 1/4 inch. That's just to keep it secure. Okay. And you'll need to make 2 of these. After you've sewn your side leaders all together, your dowel or whatever you've chosen to be your stabilizer for the side leaders goes inside the pocket.
Okay, so now you know how to make them. Here they are in action. I've got my right side one with my yardstick, as I told you, because I'm raising it up from where that hole is so that this is leveled. It's a little bit more leveled. So I've got really good fabric tension from front to back and from side to side. There's my right one, there's my left one. And remember, this is just a little mini snippet of how I load my quilt backs because I'm getting ready to do a quick demo on the Baptist fan template set. But I promise I will do a complete full-on from start to finish video of loading a full-size huge quilt backing and batting and top, and how I do it, because the way I do it might be a little bit different from the way you do it, which is fine, but I like to show what I do and see if you're interested in that. And I learn from you guys too, so a lot of times I change what I do based on what I learn and what I see. Okay, so that was it for today's video. Next up is Baptist fan templates and how to use them. Okay, thank you. See you soon. Bye-bye.